What's up guys, it's Jim with OPTCG, bringing you guys an OP08 video today. Finally we have OP08 on the simulator. Big shout out and big thank you to Batsu once again. Every time he uploads this the simulator with all the new cards, really appreciative, really glad we get to play these cards way earlier than we should be able to. Because I'm always excited for the new stuff and it's really just a great thing to be able to get our hands on it. But anyways, today, if you have not seen on screen already, we are going to be playing our new leader from OP08, which is going to be the Mono Green Carrot, which is honestly, I think, being undervalued a lot in the OP08 meta right now. There have been a few flagship wins for this leader. I think this leader has a lot of potential that has not been tapped yet. So this right here is going to be my take on the build. A lot of builds I've seen have been running the complete Don Quixote pirate package with the Baby 5 searcher. I chose not to run that, and a little bit different package right here with just only the Mink searcher and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go to the list real quick and then we're gonna get into some games. So let's go ahead with our leader effect here. Obviously with our Mink leader we have our effect rest a 5 cost, so we have a Mink character on board once per turn. Very similar to Perona, but very important that it hits the 5 cost mark, because there's a ton of important 5 costs that matter a lot more than 4 in all of the meta decks that exist. A lot of 5 cost walkers, and it really does matter a lot that we can rest them. Also, resting characters allows us to use our lock effects, which is going to be the main winning condition of this deck. But let's go ahead and look into our cards here. So first up, obviously, we need a Mink on board for this to work. So we need the Mink package. We got to run the Mink searcher, right? So top 5, look at a Mink. As I was saying, yeah, need to run Minks, but this card itself, getting it on board, immediately puts our leader effect online, which is also an amazing thing about this card. Let's go ahead and get into our searchable 2Ks. We have our new 2K here, Milky, which is going to be just activate main. You can rest this character and then set one of your Dawn cards as active. So if this somehow manages to survive 2 turns, it just paid for itself. And then obviously if it survives longer, it's going to technically get us more Dawn than we paid for it. But obviously playing a 2K on board is not what we want to do. We'd only really do it if we needed to use leader effect that turn. But obviously a great cheap option to get leader effect off if we don't have anything else. Next up here we've got the 5 cost Carrot, another searchable card, also obviously perfect in this deck. Matches the leader. Mainly running this card, there's a couple other Mink 2K options, but I think this one's our best option because we're running a whole lot of 5 costs, which means we're running the Don Quixote Rocinante Atrop. So if we do not have another target for this, we can just do Carrot. But yeah, mainly just using this as a 2K. Its effect doesn't not do anything in this deck. For other Minks here, we have the new Pedro blocker, really strong card that I honestly don't see any Carrot lists running. Maybe they have deemed that it is just not worth it. I am of the belief that this card is very strong. Maybe not a 4-up strong, but I think it is a really good tech card in a lot of matchups. Next up here, we've got the Carrot SR herself. It's going to be on play and when attacking. We can lock a 7 cost or less. Very strong if we want to use it after we use leader effect or whatever else. Repeating this effect is busted, and hopefully we get to do it in the gameplay today. Next up here, we've got Inu Arashi. Is going to be an insane card that I cannot believe is not at least a rare. It's going to be 5/6 on play. We can basically lock down 2 rested 5 cost or lower characters. That is so good because even in the scenario where they only have 1 rested character, we can just rest another one with leader effect, right? And then just lock both down. They cannot attack. They're pretty much dead on board. And we get a 6K body. Really strong card. Also, again, playable off Rocinante. This is fantastic. Next up here, we've got the new Mink stage. Zoe is insane. Another card, again, I do not see a lot of Carrots running, which completely confuses me because, I mean, obviously, this card pays for itself in 3 turns. We get a Dawn active every turn, and then you just get to restand your Minks, which against decks that can't remove them very easily is really strong because, right, you can't just get free attacks into your Minks. You've got to attack lead now or you got to have removal. So, insane card. But again, if we do see extra in hand, it's really bricky. So, which is exactly why we were not running 4. Next up here for the Mink stuff, we have Electrical Luna. This card is nuts. Locking down every 7 or less is so strong for 3 Dawn. There's a lot of scenarios where this is just like an auto win if we find it. But another card that if you see too many of, it is really awkward. So, but really good card at that. Next up here, a card I do not see a lot of carrots running whatsoever is going to be Garchu. It is going to be a 1 cost. You can rest one of your Minks, usually going to try to be our Searcher, and then rest one of your opponent's characters. So this card is just really good because we can lock down any particular character we want, whether it's with Carrot, you know, with Inu, with Bonnie, we'll talk about her in a sec, with Electrical Luna. But my favorite combo is if we have a Zoe on board, you can actually Garchu your Wanda, right? Say they just played, I don't know, something like a 10 cost Big Mom, something really threatening. We're going to use this, rest Wanda, rest Big Mom, get that Dawn right back as active with our stage, and then followed up with a 10 cost Doflamingo, locking leader, Big Mom, and whatever else. So really insane combo and really good in a lot of situations, which is why it is at a 2 of. And last up for our Mink stuff, we have Shishilian. I wasn't really believing in this card, and then I saw a lot of carrots run it and tried it out, and it's actually pretty decent, especially when we can play it off cards like 5 cost Law. But basically for 2 Dawn after you play it, so this is a 4 Dawn play in total, you can restand one of your 5 costs. That's usually not very good, but we have an amazing target right here with Carrot, which means we can double lock cards, right? If you have 2 rested cards and we don't have like Electrical Luna or something, we can double swing with Carrot and double lock cards. It's a really strong combo. So, and another Mink, really cheap Mink we can get on board at that. So now getting to our non-Mink stuff, we have 5 cost Law here. Mainly running this as a target for Rocinante. It's really good when you can bring back your Searcher or even your Shishilian sometimes and play out something like this Bartolomeo 3 cost, or replay the Searcher, or even play the Shishilian onto board and resand for 2. Really, really strong combos, but probably our weakest 5 drop on the deck, and that's why it's at 2. Next up here, we got Bartolomeo. This card is really good in this deck. It is one of our only blockers. It is a 3/4, so perfect blocker stat line. And then on our turn, if we ever rest a card with our own effects, so, you know, that means any effect that rests a card, or, you know, just leader effect, right? We have it baked into our leader. Use leader effect, you draw 1, trash 1 with this card. So cycle, only way to get rid of extra Zoes out of hand, so really, really good there. And the perfect card to play off of Law. So love this card. Definitely 4 of in this deck. Next up here, I think the main star in this deck is going to be 10 cost Doflamingo. This card is so good. It's very similar to Perona, right? This was the main star in Perona as well, because you can rest something with leader, right? Play this and always lock 3 good targets. Same thing in this deck, except you can lock even better targets a lot of the time. So love this card. Definitely 4 of as well. Next up here, we talked about it a bit, Rocinante. We have so many 5 costs in this deck. This card's just so good. From Bonnie, Law, Inu, Carrot. This guy just always has a good target to play. And yeah, even this 5 cost Carrot as well, if we don't have another target. And then obviously keeping them from being KO'd is also really important against a lot of black decks. And next up here, we've got Hody Jones, one of our best ways to end the game. Also, just one of our best ways to rest cards. Resting 2 cards for free is nothing to laugh at, and if they have 2 fantastic targets, I don't mind just playing this into an Electrical Luna, right? You can even do this on 9 Dawn, right? This is a 10 Dawn play, but if you're at 9, you can play this, rest 2 things, stage, get 1 back active, and then Luna after that. Or even just use Carrot effect, right? Swing after you rest him with Hody. There's just so many good things with this card. Honestly, might want to run more. We will see after the gameplay today. And then last but not least, we have Jewelry Bonnie herself. Just a perfect 5 drop in this deck, right? You rest something with leader, you play Bonnie and lock it. It's really not much to think about. Also, against a lot of decks that need full Dawn to use things like Black Yellow Luffy, they need 2 Dawn for leader effect plus 8 for Moria. You can lock a Dawn, now they can't do that. Katakuri is going to 10 Dawn, lock him out of Big Mom. Pudding's going to 10 Dawn, lock him out of Big Mom, right? There's just a lot of scenarios where this card is really useful, so really good card, but mainly being used to lock characters. And with that, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay. This deck is going to be a lot of fun. And first up here, we've got Vegapunk, a leader that got a whole lot of support in this new set. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. Looks like we do end up getting a decent early game Mink and the Zoe stage, so I think this is going to be a keep. We don't get the Searcher, but obviously, you know, you can't get the Searcher every game, so really not a huge deal. Only thing is, we would love to rest, right? We'd love to rest this right after this and then attack into it. Actually, this one we could not KO attacking into it, so maybe not. But we're definitely going to be attacking into lead after playing Zoe this next turn. Hopefully, we get a one-drop Wanda to actually play off its effect, but we actually don't. So we're going to go ahead and play Zoe. We use Zoe effect to restand one of our Dawn, and then we're going to attach that to lead, and we're going to swing 6. So if he takes this, there's a very good likelihood this is another character. A little bit scary for us, but great thing about the Carrot, right? We're a 5-life leader, so we really do not need to worry too much about dying. There are no targets to restand, so we are not going to restand anything here. He's actually going to be playing the Egghead stage. Very interesting. Yeah, that is the one that just is going to resend his characters, which I'm not going to lie, doesn't really matter in this matchup. I'm resting them anyway. And he's going to go ahead and play the Shaka. So most likely next turn here, going to play Pedro and then rest Shaka and attack into it. We will 100% take that 7k. And we do get the Bart, which is awesome. And we do get the Luna. Luna is so good in this matchup. So let's go ahead and play Pedro. Then we're going to use leader effect to rest Shaka. We'll get 1 back active here. And then attack 7k into Shaka. Main thing with Vegapunk, right? As we can see, not a lot of cards in hand, so continuously attacking to these characters is going to be really, really good for us. He did have the 2k, but getting him down to 2 cards in hand is nasty. So we're never really going to give him an opportunity to have any cards in hand, which is really good. So next turn here, we are on 7 Dawn, so I think we're either going to drop Law, maybe play out a Bart. We will have to see. He's going to actually Luffy effect, and we are going to rest one of his Dawn because he has no rested characters, so we're going to rest the Dawn, which means if he wanted to play a 5 cost, now he can't play it. That's why this card's so good, because if they want to KO it before it blocks or attack with characters, now we're taking you off curve. Really, really solid card. Only thing is, now we do not have something on board for leader effect, which is a bit rough. And one of the main problems with this deck, I think, there just really aren't enough good Minks a lot of the time. I would love to have a Carrot right now, but unfortunately we do not see it. So we cannot rest anything on his board. But there is the Carrot. And with that, I think we just want to... There's a few plays we can do right now. I think we're going to have to Carrot, leader effect, rest Shaka. I think that's really it. It's a bit awkward, right, because we don't get the on play. But truly, that's not that big a deal. So we're going to choose 0 enemy targets because there are none. We're going to restand an active Dawn here. We'll use leader effect to rest the Shaka. And we could use Luna, but I think there's a lot more value we can get out of it later. In the later turns here, so we're just going to go 8, and I think he might have the 1 cost event right now, which is not that big a deal, truly. If he has it, so be it. He's actually going to 2k, 1k, wow, okay. So we are completely taking this guy's cards out of hand, and next turn, we're going to go pretty turbo, playing Rocinante into a Law. We'll see, we could do a Luna. As long as he doesn't remove Carrot, we have leader effect online. And we have a decent amount of cards in hand still. He only has 1 threat on board. So he'll drop Lilith. And the search, I really don't know what card we'd be too scared of. He gets another Shaka, which is like, okay, like we're resting stuff anyway. He'll play the Shaka, and then he will swing, it looks like 8, which we will definitely take. And at this point, he'll restand that. That card is actually a little annoying, I'm not going to lie. And we do not have anything to rest his characters other than leader effect, which kind of sucks, but we're definitely just going to lock down Shaka. We don't really care. And I think we're going to play Law into... Yeah, we'll just probably play you into Law. I wish we had like a Searcher. This is why the Searchers are so good when we have Law. But it is completely fine, so... Let's go ahead and rest here, and we're going to go ahead and lock that down with Carrot. So attack into lead and lock. From here, he is going to take and get another trigger. No surprise there, honestly. Wish we had another way to lock things down, but we unfortunately do not. So we're going to probably need to play 2 blockers out right now, not going to lie. Let's play you. We will choose Law. We're actually going to use this action, I think, to play out another blocker. Or maybe we don't, huh? Because I would love to take you back and then play out Barto just so we can have blockers up, but because I might be dead next turn. He has like a really wide board, honestly. So I'm actually going to do that, and I'm going to take you back and play Barto. And then we're going to restand a Dawn, and we're going to attack 7 into lead. This might be a mistake, just because, well, he already has a whole board, so getting him another character doesn't do a lot. But if that's like a Nami or something and it KOs one of my characters, I might have just messed up. But we will have to see. So next turn, if he rests this whole board, it is pretty much going to be lights out for him because Luna just completely wins the game. I would love to play Dofi, but I think Luna into any other card is pretty much better. So he has a lot of swings right now. He has 4 swings and I have 2 life, but I do have 2 blockers and a lot of counter in hand, so I don't think there's much to worry about. He's going to play Luffy into life. KO 4 or less, so it's going to KO our Barto. We need to be mindful of that. We might just end up swinging with it, considering it's going to be KO'd anyway. Yeah, with 9 Dawn, he can like play a Yamato. I think that's one of his best options here. He will end up swinging at lead once again. Question is, do I counter out or block? I think I might just take this one. We do get another 2K, which is fantastic. And the question is he going to swing with his blocker and go for it? I'd be really surprised if he did. I think we just block with Barto now, right? Before this Luffy can actually get any value. It only KOs a 4 on trigger, so if you don't have any 4s to KO, right, it doesn't really do much. And he's going to swing with Lilith. That's an 8K swing, so we'll definitely do a block into a 1K and a 2K. I think we'll give him the Carrot that he knows about and the Carrot 2K as well. And at this point, I'm probably just going to play a Milky and then lock his whole board down. That's the kind of thing with this deck is like, really genuinely, what are you going to do? He does a restand, actually, which is a little scary. But I don't think we care much, so let's go ahead and go 8. If he takes, we know he has a 1K in hand. This trigger is not doing anything. And if he blocks, we'll just... we'll end up playing Milky going for game. If he has double, yeah, so he is going to block, which is completely fine. We'll play you. We will set 1 Dawn as active. We'll use leader effect to rest this Shaka. And then from there, we're going to go 9, which is guaranteed to hit. And even if these are both 2Ks, we put 5 on here, so that's 11. You cannot live that. The Luffy, yeah, a Luffy trigger doesn't do anything, man. I'm sorry to break it to you. And that is going to be the game. So even if we couldn't end the game there, you can see how strong Electrical Luna was going to be. But yeah, really good game for us. Let's get into the next one. And getting into our next game here, we'll be going against a Kalgara. So I think, yeah, in that case, we'll go first and we'll actually get a really solid hand. So that is an insta-keep. And we're going to play Wanda. And I think in this matchup, Inu is really good. So yeah, we're definitely going to grab that and pass to him. I don't really think Kalgara has any removal, honestly. So I don't think we need to worry about this Wanda ever going away, which means our leader effect is always going to be online. And then he's actually going to draw a Wiper. That is a really, really strong card for this deck. And then right here, it's just play stage, swing 6, right? So not a lot to think about. Hopefully he doesn't get a trigger. I don't even know if this deck plays a lot of triggers. I think they play like Satori 2K and that's really it. But I could be completely wrong. He is waiting on that one, so I might have just eaten my words right here. Speak of the devil. As I said, there's Satori trigger right on cue, which is probably the only trigger the deck runs. Perfect for me, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, because now it gives Inu 2 perfect targets next turn. He will swing 5. I think that is just a no-brainer. We'll 1k out of that. And then he's going to swing 5 with lead. Interesting, which means he's most likely going to play Ohm Holy. So this one is just going to draw 1 card on trigger. I don't know if there's anything big enough for Garchu to matter, so we're actually just going to cycle with that. And there's the Ohm. No cards to draw. Let's see if he has the Holy already. If he does not, we're going to rest his whole board pretty much. He actually does, so lucky for him, but we're going to have a really good turn this turn. So going to swing 5 into lead. See if he counters out. If he gets another trigger, I might be the unluckiest player on the planet. We'll be resting Ohm and playing the Inu out, locking both of these down. That card is absolutely insane. We'll restand to Dawn and play that Wanda. Wanda's going to grab us a 2k here, and we'll put the rest to the bottom. None to restand. The restand effect has really not been doing much for us, I'm not going to lie, because if they remove a card, obviously you can't really restand, so... question is, I'm just playing another Inu, right? So I might as well just 1k out of this. I don't know if I want to go down too low. And there's going to be a 6k. We'll go ahead and take the 6k after he chooses to use leader effect. There is the Kalgara. A little bit scary with another 5 Dawn. He's probably going to just heal right after that. So there it is. Oh, it's actually an ace, which is going to be rush, obviously, for him. And I think, no joke, we're going to take that as well. Now at this point, if we had Luna, right, we can just lock the entire board. Nothing really to worry about there. We do get a Carrot, but I think we're going to go Inu into Barto, which is going to be one of our best plays, because this allows us to play with 1 extra Dawn. Is just way too good. So we will swing 5 into Holy first here. Let's see what he decides to give us. He actually does not have a lot of cards in hand. And he's going to give us a 1k. So we'll go ahead and swing 6 into you. Let's see what he gives us after that. Probably just a 2k. I don't think he's used many of them. Yeah, he hasn't even used 1. So he does indeed have a 2k. This deck goes really, really aggro, which is kind of scary. So we're going to restand to Dawn here, and then we're going to go ahead and lock you and you, and go ahead and pass to him. We actually have no targets for leader effect, so we'll restand you, so he has no targets to attack into. Not that he probably would. I think he's just going for leader anyway. But you can see there, if we had Luna, like that was an instant, like, you don't win the game. So he's checking for 2Ks. We'll give him a 2K Carrot. We already showed him actually that we drew a 2K, so realistically, I think if he doesn't win this turn, he might lose. He's not in Amaru range. However, his leader effect can put him in Amaru range, which is a little scary for us. So I think I want to just take this one though. Ooh, wow, that's really good. I didn't even know Luna's trigger did that. It just rests the character. That is absolutely ridiculous on trigger. And he'll go 8 lead, and I think we'll just give him a block, honestly. 2 Dawn. I think he plays the counter event. I'm not going to lie. And 10 cost Dofi here we actually can't play, unfortunately. However, we can play a Carrot into a Pedro, which is really solid. So let's just go ahead. He's probably going to save his board. I don't think we win this turn, so let's just try to go ahead and clear out this board. We will go ahead and lock here. Realistically, can he save all his characters? If he does have 2 of the new counter event, he definitely can. But he's actually going to let it go. So we'll go ahead and swing into Satori as well. With Carrot, we are only locking 1 character. However, we can lock Kalgara, which is really solid. Let's see what he decides to do here. So we will play Pedro. We will restand 1 Dawn. and then we're going to go ahead and swing 7 into this Satori as well. I think that new event is... Oh, he actually didn't have it. I might have been able to go for game, and if I could, apologies. I was unaware. We'll get rid of one of these Wandas and lock his 8K body. And then we will choose to restand this Inu. So, good thing about Pedro is I can rest the Dawn if he gets KO'd, or I can KO one of his characters. But realistically, at this point, I think he might just have too much damage on board for me to deal with. I don't know how he has so many cards when I'm putting on all this pressure, but we'll see. Maybe he doesn't go for game. He could play like a 10-cost ace. I don't really know what this deck plays as far as the higher end goes. We really did want another Inu there. He's actually going to play you, which means I could KO you. Or I can rest one of your Dawn and make it a little bit easier to live. I think that's what we need to do. We'll rest the Dawn. And at this point, we have a chance to live. I think if he swings big and then I get like another Luna in life, we'll have a chance. He's actually going to choose to go that board, which I think I'm okay with. Yeah, we'll give him that. And then he has 2 large swings here. He can go 7 and 9. I'm not going to gamble that I get a 2K off of life, so we are definitely not going to counter out of that. We're definitely not going to take that. And we do have the 10-cost Dofi. Unfortunately, too many targets on board to actually deal with. Because he also runs Rush as well. He does draw the Elthor, so we do know he has that in hand, which means we probably can't win. And we do have to take the 5K swing. Ooh, we do get the Luna. Wow. I don't think that saves us though, unfortunately. I really don't. Because we can rest Nami, but like we were resting that with leader effect anyway. We'll try it. We'll rest Nami. I don't really think we can not... Yeah, we have to play 10-cost Dofi. So we're going to have to clear board and then lock down everything else. So we'll rest you. Swing 2 into 2. Off rip. Dofi can lock leader and 2 other targets, so we need to remove 1 target from the board right now, which is actually not that hard. So we'll go 5 here. I don't really think he's expecting everything to be removed. I don't know if he can't really save everything, yeah. So question is, do I swing into life? Probably not. I think I'm gonna start swinging to Ohm. Just try to get cards out of hand. Because I don't want to die to a trigger. I really don't. Okay, and then at this point we will attack into you as well. I don't want to let him know I have the Dofi yet, so I'm not going to actually play it yet. So we're going to freeze you. And then 10-cost Dofi is going to freeze the rest of you. I'll get 1 Dawn back active because I can, and restand Carrot and pass to him. So everything is locked. If he does not have a rush card right now, we win the game. This is why this card is so busted in this deck. Definitely the #1 MVP for sure. Really scary matchup, and he does only have the Ohm. Wow, that's really, really good for us. I don't think he should have played that if that's all he had. He didn't use the Elthor last turn, right? So we know he only has Elthor right now. We're definitely just going to play it slow. If he wants to counter out of this, you're going to have to give me 4K counter for a 5K swing. That is a Shura, so we now know he also has a 2K. So let's go ahead and swing 7. Locking down you. It doesn't really matter because we're just kind of winning next turn. Yeah, and he's actually going to disconnect. All right. Fantastic game for us as well. Carrot showing the strength, and 10-cost Flamingo showing why he is a 4 in this deck. Really, really good card. But let's go ahead and get into our last game. And last up here, looks like we have the old deck, Monkey D. Luffy, black and yellow. Question is, would I rather go first or second? I think it's always first with this deck. We do have the Inu, we have a Bonnie, and a Pedro. I think I'll keep. We don't have Stage, we don't have Searcher. We don't even have a play next turn, but truly I don't think it's that big a deal. We'll go for the Flampe, and we do get the Searcher, so that's awesome for us. Let's see if we get Stage. We do not. We only get Electrical Luna, which honestly I think is really good in this matchup. Question is, do we attack? Herm. I don't think we do. I don't think it's ever correct to attack this leader. I wish this deck had some way to get cards out of hand. We do get the Carrot here, so that's awesome if you play something. Oh, he's going to go 5 once again. I think we'll give him the Pedro. At this point in time, you can get rid of it really easily, so it's not really that big a deal. I'll swing into this with lead. I don't want Wanda to go away. And then at this point, I think we're just going to play Stage. We'll restand to Dawn, and then we're actually going to play Milky. We're going to rest her, restand another Dawn, and in turn, and restand Milky. So, kind of an interesting card, right? Because you can keep restanding her and keep getting extra Dawn active. We actually, technically, next turn have, instead of 7 Dawn, we have 9 Dawn to work with. Obviously, we can't play an 8-drop, but we can play other cards and then get even bigger cards. You get the Inu. I think we want to save the Inu for when we have multiple targets. So we're going to go ahead and rest Sabo. And at this point, I think it's, I guess we'll swing lead, or we can just swing at Sabo. Yeah, we'll swing at Sabo first. We just don't want to give him any cards in hand. And then from here, honestly, I guess we'll just play Carrot. Yeah. No targets there. And then no friendly targets there. So a little bit of an awkward game. This is a really weird leader to play against. Honestly, I don't even know if I am playing against him correctly. Obviously, I just know you don't want to get him down to low cards in hand. So he's going to probably just keep swinging big at lead. And I guess I have to put him in a situation one of these times where... oh, that's a bit scary. I think I'll have to take. And with this one, I actually like this in this matchup. I don't have a Doflamingo yet, but I just kind of want to keep it. But I think I'm going to use the trigger effect. I'll draw one. And we do get the Carrot. Really solid there, and we do draw into the Doflamingo now. Okay. So from there, it's definitely just rest Sabo. We will, I guess we'll attack into lead at this point. I mean... or you can attack into Sabo. Honestly, tell me if I'm playing this matchup wrong, guys, because I just know you don't want to swing into lead with this. You don't want to get him to 0, obviously. Let's go ahead and see if he takes this one. And if he does, I'm no joke, just going to go all in Wanda, get cards out of your hand. He's going to counter out of that one. And from here, we don't really have a lot of great cards to play. I guess I can do this. I'll play Rosie, and then I will choose, I guess, another Carrot to play out. We'll just choose you again. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and get another Dawn active, not that it matters. And then we're going to end turn and restand Carrot. So now he has no bodies to swing into. It's really only attack my face or lose. With 10 Dawn, he can't play Moria right now. He can like take a life with Hiyori, play out, get a really big leader. But I'm just going to rest your blocker if you have one, and I'm going to swing big with Rocinante. So, or I'll just play a Dofi next turn, right? So he's going to do the Hiyori. We don't have a blocker right now, which is a bit scary. And he does have rush aces, obviously, which is a problem. He already has 1 in trash, so he might not have another one in hand. If he does, that's a bit scary. But we do have 10 Dawn to work with next turn. And we will lock him if we can. So we have 1 2K in hand right now and 3 1Ks, so not a whole lot of counter. Let's hope that's not an ace is pretty much all I gotta say. It is an ace. Okay. Because of course it is. Let's see if he decides to swing into Rocinante or Carrot. I would be surprised if we decide to swing into Rocinante. He's going to do double Sabo with leader effect. Wow. So putting us in a spot where we really, if he has both, which it looks like he does, we're not going to be able to win. But we can lock his whole board, most likely. And that's going to be 9 at lead. Wow, that's rough. I mean, we just got to give it all to him, I guess. I mean, we don't want to go down to 0. Yeah, we have to give it all. Unfortunately, we don't have 2 2Ks. And he'll go 11 at Rosie, which is fine. And he's going to keep 1 up, which is interesting as well. So we'll do leader effect. We'll rest this Sabo. And at this point, we can lock everything with Dofi and Carrots. So I'm really not worried right now. Yeah, let's go ahead and just swing at... Thing is, if we give him nothing, if we give him no Sabos to actually bring back with leader, he has 1. So I think we're gonna be a bit annoying. We'll lock here, and then we will do this. We'll lock U3, and we will restand 1 Dawn here because we can. In turn, restand Carrot. So at this point, he's in a really awkward position. He has no blockers. We see all of his Sabos. 1's in trash, 2 on board, 1 in life, right? So he has no Sabos to play. Obviously, if he has another 2-cost Sabo in hand, he could play it out. Or that. So it looks like he is going to do that. Only problem with that for him is he's going to have to attach these to lead, which doesn't do a lot. I think we actually might win. We do have the 10-cost still Flamingo, so we're just going to rest your only blocker and then go all on lead. Oh, he does get 2 life, though. That is a problem. So the Luna is going to come in handy, but he will have a Moria, which is a little rough. Yeah, this is showing why the ace is just way too good in this matchup. So yeah, we're going to rest Sabo here, and then we can actually lock everything down. Other than leader, which kind of sucks. So leader and you, we have no blockers. We just need to win. No doubt about that. So, unfortunately, we're just going to have to go for it. He actually takes that. Wow. So either he's baiting me or something. I really couldn't tell you. We go all on Carrot. We're going to go 15, and we'll choose a Sabo. And if he has it, he has it. I'm guessing he has it. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. I think that was a complete bait when he took that. Oh, he goes to 1Ks. If he has another 1K, he had it exactly. And that is GG. Yeah, unfortunately, just not making it there. But a good game nonetheless. And that is going to be the video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really excited for Carrot in OP08. It's going to be a lot of fun. As you can see by this video, I think if I were to make any changes to this deck, I would probably add a few more Hody Jones. I think this card is cracked, and I don't really know how good Barto is. I was talking about it at the start, but it really didn't come into handy. I think we do need it just for the fact that we don't have a lot of blockers. If we had any blockers in that last game, we probably won, right? Because we could Luna his entire board and then play a blocker, and with the life we had, we probably just won. Because we had 1 life, right? So if we have a blocker and he has 0 swing, or he has only 2 swings, you know, you can't win there. But a lot of fun with this deck. Things can be really strong, and I'm really excited to see what they do in the East and really figure out how to make this deck work, because I think I try my best with this list, but I think it's still missing a few pieces. So if you guys have any suggestions for changes in the comments, please do let me know. But that is going to be a video. You guys have a great day. I'm going to head out of here. Peace.